The modern game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a strategic trading card game that combines elements of strategy, deck building, and intense dueling, which has evolved significantly since its inception, incorporating new mechanics, card types, and rule changes. The modern game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not only about strategy, but it's also about creativity, deck innovation, and adapting to an ever-changing metagame. At times, these innovations come in the form of cards with effects overlooked at first, until they resurface with no intentions but to get an easy win over your opponent. But what if Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a restart? Could this game be revised with the benefit of hindsight? If so, what would the game look like? These are the questions I wish to answer. Join Cody and myself as we create custom packs based on the originals, but change certain rarities of cards as well as eliminating others to make sure their toxic behavior never see a game mat. Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Revision Series. How's it going, YouTube? We're back again with another episode of the Revision Series. I'm joined here, like always, with Cody. Cody, how are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, boy. Hoping to catch a glimpse of this rare card I hear about.
A rare card?
A rare card. It could be the Blue Eyes White Dragon I've been searching for.
I've heard that there's only 3 of those in existence.
Well, there was a 4th, but some tool with daddy issues ripped it up, so.
Stepdaddy issues?
Daddy wasn't there.
So before we get started, just want to say if you like the video, hit the like button down below, helps us out a lot. Also leave a comment, we like to see your guys' feedback, and hit that subscribe button, stay up to date for more content just like this. So for today's episode, we are opening up Raging Battle. I almost forgot the name of it there.
And how could you?
I mean, it is a pretty forgettable title, right?
Yeah.
I guess it is fairly fitting just because we did have a little bit of a mini battle just to decide what all we were going to stick in these 2 packs. There was actually a lot of different things. There's like plant stuff, there's dragon stuff, there's generic spells and traps, new archetypes, everything.
A lot of stuff.
So for our secret rare, we have Trident Dragon. This is a level 10 fire synchro with 3000 attack, 28 defense. It requires 1 dragon type tuner and 1 or more non-tuner dragon type monsters. So this is pretty much like the most specific type of synchro that we've gotten so far. We've had like synchros that require maybe like 1 light or 1 dark or plague spreader, but this one is all specifically dragons.
And it's gonna be a rough one to try to summon too, because I know at least one of the dragon tuners we have requires that if you synchro it with that tuner, the other monster can't be level 4.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to easily go into a level 8.
Yeah, level 8.
I think he's level 9 or 10 though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a level 10, so he's already hard enough as it is, but the fact that he's not generic makes it that much even harder. But for the effect, it must be synchro summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target up to 2 other cards you control, destroy those targets, and if you do, for each destroyed card, this card gains 1 additional attack during each battle phase this turn.
This dude can just end games.
Potentially, yes. You do have to lose quite a bit of resources. You're losing the resources just to make this guy, and then you're losing a potential 2 other resources. So if you're going to go for this guy, it better be game, because you can't get him back afterwards, and his effect is also just that 1 time.
See, I'm thinking like toxic here though. What if he just played like floodgates and just like floodgated and stalled the game as long as possible, then use his effect to get rid of 2 of the floodgates and just go for game?
Potentially, but we also made the revision so far to where there's not very many floodgates.
No, but they're there.
In the ultra slot, I wanted to talk about Exploder Dragon Wing. So this requires 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner dragon type monster. Has 2400 attack, it is a level 7. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a monster, you can destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster it had on the field. This card's attack must be greater than or equal to the attack of the monster to activate and resolve this effect. So this is a card that when we were looking into the pack, we had to reread this card maybe like 3 or 4 times just to understand completely what it is that it does, because it is worded kind of weird. But if you're able to make 7s and you're playing dragons, this is a card that you can go into and potentially go in for additional burn damage, if not just end the game right away. Next in the super rares, I wanted to talk about Magic Planter. So this is a normal spell that says send 1 face up continuous trap you control to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Very simple.
Oh yeah.
So you can pair this up with other floodgates or monsters that, or I guess not monsters, it'd be like continuous traps that special summons themselves as monsters. For example, Zoma. I don't have access to Zoma. I know you have one Zoma, so that's at least one target that you have for this card. You won't get the burn effect with Zoma because you are just sending it to the graveyard, but it is a play that you can make, and it's draw 2, which is always nice.
So, moving into the commons and the rares for this episode then, we have the first one I wanted to highlight is Delta Crow Anti-Reverse. It's a trap card that's specifically for Blackwings, and it says if you control a Blackwing monster, you can destroy all face-down spells and traps your opponent controls, but if you have exactly 3 Blackwing monsters you control, you can activate this card from hand. It takes setup, but we have a hand trap, kind of.
Yeah, it's not our first hand trap. We've had other hand traps before.
Yeah, that are easier to use, but you know, being able to wipe back row could be pretty beneficial. The second one now is an equipped spell card called Thorn of Malice. So this can only be equipped to Black Rose Dragon or a plant type monster. That monster will gain 600 attack, and if it attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing battle damage. And if the equipped monster attacks a monster after damage calc, the attacked monster loses 600 attack and defense, and an opponent's monster that battles with the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle.
So it's not a good way to out a body, but if it is a big body, you can at least now run into it, make it weaker, and then just keep doing piercing over and over again.
And then we have, finally, Blackwing Blizzard the Far North. So this is the tuner for Blackwings that we have here. It cannot be special summoned, and when this card is normal summoned, you can target a level 4 or lower Blackwing in your graveyard to special summon it in defense position. So it's an easier way to go into some synchros.
Yes, you typically don't want to play a lot of it. I have seen like certain builds that they do play 3 of this card. I don't know how much success it sees, but yeah, Blizzard, it's definitely a definite at least one of in a deck. Well, so those are pretty much the cards that we wanted to talk about mostly in this pack. There's other cards in here as well. We got some like new dragons. We have some additional plant stuff in here. We had like 2 other monsters and some just other generic cards as well. But let's just go ahead and we're gonna check out the second pack. All right, so for pack number 2, for the secret rare, we have Power Tool Dragon. This is a level 7 Earth Synchro with 2300 attack, 25 defense. It requires 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner, so pretty generic. Once per turn, you can reveal 3 equipped spells from your deck, then your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand, and then shuffle the other cards into the deck. If this card would be destroyed while equipped with an equipped spell, you can send one of those cards to the graveyard instead. So if you're playing a strategy that revolves around equipped cards, this is pretty good. It's, you know, you get to add whatever it is you want. One thing to note is that it doesn't even say that you have to reveal different equipped spells. So if there's one that you're definitely chasing for, you can just reveal 3 of the same card and it's guaranteed that you're going to get what you're looking for. For the ultra rares, I wanted to talk about, just because me and Cody have talked about this card before, Earthbound Immortal Kookapack. I messed it up.
Kookapackapoo. Thank you, Duel Links, for teaching me how to pronounce that. If y'all were there for that event, drop a like below. Leave a comment.
So this is a level 10 dark monster with 3000 attack, 2500 defense. It reads as, there can only be 1 Earthbound Immortal monster on the field. If there is no face-up field spell on the field, destroy this card. Your opponent's monsters cannot target this for attacks. This card can attack directly. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. So yeah, this is our introduction to the Earthbounds, right? We didn't have any in the previous pack, did we?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think that this is the strongest one. I think I actually prefer the bird one better. But yeah, the Earthbounds, they're interesting cards. They were like the boss monsters for the bad guy in 5Ds. They do have a pretty hard restriction on if a field spell is not on the field, they just kill themselves. But the other effects are still pretty good. They can't be attacked and they can attack directly, so your opponent has to find some way to out the card quickly. Next, for the super rares, I wanted to talk about 1 for 1. This is a pretty good spell card. All you have to do is send a monster from hand to graveyard for cost, and you can special summon 1 level 1 monster from your deck. So if you're playing a level 1, it's a pretty good way to just cheese one out to the board. If either one of us have a Treeborn Frog, that's a good way to just get the Treeborn Frog out of the deck quickly and into rotation.
All right, so for commons and rares for this pack, the first one I wanted to highlight, because it's essentially the No pun, kind of not really intended, but it's there. It's literally the core of one of the strategies in this pack. It's Iron Core of Kawaki Meru. Doesn't do a whole lot, but during the draw phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand instead of drawing, and or send one Kawaki Meru monster from your hand to the graveyard to add it to your hand. This card, however, is pivotal for that strategy because all of the monsters will basically require you to send this to the graveyard from your hand, or they will leave the field.
Yes. It's weird how the whole archetype works because you can send this from your hand to the graveyard to keep them onto the board, or reveal another type of card from your hand, whether it be a spell card, a trap card, or a monster of a certain type.
Next up, changing it up a little bit, we have Deep Sea Diva. So water's been a pretty good strategy on this series before, and now it has its own tuner. But not only does it have its own tuner, this tuner can search. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 3 or lower Sea Serpent monster from your deck, which does work very well with the synchro we just got.
Yeah, pretty much just straight from this pack. You could just summon Diva, special the Spine Gilman. You have now level 5. You can synchro them off for the Sea Dragon.
Finally, the Kawaki Meru Valafar, which is basically the boss monster. During each of your end phases, like I said before, destroy this card unless you send one Iron Core from your hand to the graveyard. You can summon this monster by attributing one Kawaki Meru monster. This card cannot be destroyed by the effects of trap cards, so it has a slight protection to it. And during battle with this attacking card, the rest of this is basically just a long-winded way to say piercing battle damage.
So yeah, we pretty much separated these packs with you know, some Black Wings in the first pack with some additional plant supports and some, you know, pretty generic like potential staple cards. Same thing for over here. We put all the Kawaki Meru stuff in here with additional like water support cards. We got the Spine Gilman, Deep Sea Diva. We didn't talk about it, but we also have Snowman Eater. You don't even have to be playing water to play Snowman Eater, just because it has a high defense and it just pops a card when it gets flipped. But yeah, we also had like the other two staple cards in here with 1-for-1 and Forbidden Chalice. Chalice being a monster negate. Probably not as good right now, but we'll definitely see play later on if either one of us pulled it. Overall, what were your thoughts on this pack?
Interested to see the debut of Black Wings. I do not know a whole lot about the strategy, but I do know it has seen meta play. So I imagine once we get some support for it, it's going to be pretty scary. It's nice to see some dragon support finally. The brand new archetype of Kawaki Meru is interesting to say the least. And we got some extra
Staples?
Yes, thank you. We had some staples introduced, and we had the Earthbound Immortals just for the hell of it. I don't know, it's a lot of exciting stuff in here, I think.
Even cards like Deep Sea Diva, you might not even think of that card as a staple, but in certain decks, it kind of is a staple. It's just a level 2 tuner, which is always nice to have. That gives you an additional body on summon, which is, again, just always nice to have. This is actually not our introduction to Black Wings. We already had Black Wings from the previous pack.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we had, I think 3...
It's been so long now, I forget.
Yeah, we had about like 3 or 4 Black Wing monsters from the previous pack.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Yeah, this one just introducing pretty much like the rest of the stuff that you kind of need to play. But there will be additional support later on in the future as well. I do think that it's in the very next pack that we even get the rest of the support. Well, buddy, you ready to get into the game?
Oh, I'm ready to kick some ass.
All right, let's do it.
Guys, as you can see behind me, we are currently on the Battle City Finals blimp. I have earned my way here, and I gotta tell you what, I'm picking up the strategy once again that I have probably gotten the most wins with. I've gotten at least 1, maybe 2. I may be remembering wrong. I don't have a lot of wins. You'd think I would know. But we're bringing water back. So to start off, I have 2 copies of Aqua Spirit. Some of these cards I'm not going to spend too much time on because you've seen them before a couple times with me and Dakota. Aqua Spirit is a social summon only monster by banishing a water from the graveyard, and then once returned during the opponent's standby phase, you can target a face-up monster they control and switch battle positions, and then it cannot change till the end of the turn. Deep Sea Diva, we went over at the top. I won't really go over that again. Gale Lizard, this is a flip, target a monster your opponent controls, return to the hand. Levia Dragon is sort of the pseudo boss monster for the deck. If I have Umi on the field, I can send it to the graveyard to destroy all other cards on the field. Mobius is a good 1 tribute to pop 2 back row. Mother Grizzly is here to just search if it's destroyed by battle. I can special summon a water monster with 1500 or less attack from the deck and attack position. Snowman Eater, we also briefly went over at the top. It's a 1900 defense, but if it gets flipped face up, I can target a face up monster in the field to destroy it. Spined Gilman. This will get better the more monsters I have on the field, because all fish, sea serpent, and aqua type monsters I control make it gain 400 attack. Warrior of Atlantis. This is a good 1900 beater, but if I don't have access to my field spell, I can discard it from my hand to the graveyard to add Legendary Ocean from deck to hand. Terror King Salmon. This is the card I want to see with Legendary Ocean, because it becomes a 4-star in my hand with 2400 attack. You can't really beat that for no downside effect. Next up, Legendary Ocean. This is the card I absolutely want to see with this deck. It's treated as Umi on the field. All water monsters gain 200 attack and defense, and the levels of all water monsters in my hand and the field are reduced by 1. 2 enemy controller, 2 field barrier to protect my field spells, because you'll see I have quite a few field spells in my deck and side deck this time around. Heavy Storm for back removal, instant fusion to go into some fusion summons for synchro plays. Monster Reborn, new edition, defense draw. During the opponent's turn, a damage calculation, make the battle damage you take from this battle 0. If you do, draw 1 card. I believe this was in the last set or the one before that, but I didn't use it until now. So, new edition. Force back, you've seen that many times. Half or nothing. I believe I went over this in the last episode. Basically, during the opponent's battle phase, except during damage step, I can make Dakota choose one of these effects. He either halves the attack of all monsters he controls until the end of the battle phase, or he just ends the battle phase. And 3 Rekeki Break to round out the main deck for more removal. Now, the side deck is a bit of fun. Because I have so many field spells and ways to protect it with field barrier, I decided, you know what, I pulled both. I'm going to side the Earthbound Immortals. Because we kind of briefly went over at the top, they require 2 attributes to summon. There can only be one on the field. If there is no face-up field spell, they are both destroyed, or whichever one's on the field. Your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks, and they can attack directly. And they both have different effects. So the bird one here, Asla Piscu, I'm going to choose to pronounce it. If this card leaves the field except by its own effect, I can destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible. And then if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponent for each one destroyed, which is a pretty good effect. And Coca Pakapu, thank you Duel Links for teaching me that one. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. We've seen that effect before. It's a pretty good one. Now, I have a very weak monster here, Uguchi. 3 copies of him. He only has 300 attack. He's 1 star, and he can attack the opponent's life points directly. The reason I have him in here, it will come later. Suijin, he's a pretty not great monster by most counts, but with Legendary Ocean, he becomes a 1 tribute. And then Dakota will basically, like, if he wants to attack into this, he has to make one of his monsters attack 0 during damage calc, which will take a big hit for him. Clock Tower Prison. If I choose to go into this, we've talked about it before a long time ago. Basically, it gets 1 clock counter on this card during each opponent's standby phase. While it has 4 or more counters, I take no battle damage. Demise of the Land. If he special summons a monster, I can activate this to put a field spell directly from my deck. Level Limit Area B. Now we're going back to the Gucci thing for these last couple cards. So Level Limit will lock down any level 4 or higher monsters, making sure that they cannot attack. And with Uguchi being able to attack directly, that plays right into my last field spell, which is Wetlands. I have 3 copies of that, and this will raise Uguchi's attack by 1200. So I can just keep hitting him from 1500 attack directly. If he can't get over level limit or get rid of the monster, he's basically screwed. Finally, the extra deck. Flame Ghost is, I think, a new 3-star monster. It's just here with Guiltia for instant fusion fodder or synchro play. Speaking of synchros, Blackwing or Black Rose has made a return. Dark Strike, I think, is new in here. I might have used him last week. The new edition, definitely. Sea Dragon Lord Gishldan. I'm gonna roll with that. He takes a tuner and a level 3 non-tuner monster, which works very well with Deep Sea Diva because that gives me immediately what I need. When a face-up level 3 or lower monster on the field is sent to the graveyard, this card's attack becomes 3000 until the end phase of this turn. And returning again are Stardust and Thought Ruler. So that's it. It's just an updated water beatdown deck with a side strategy of some kind of like floodgatey fuckiness. I think we can do something with this, but maybe water isn't as good anymore as it used to be. I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's go out there and let's try to kick some ass.
All right, guys, I got a pretty cool deck here to show you. Today, I'm playing Blackwing. So I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time where, you know, I wanted to play Lightsworn for so long, and so I hold it off onto it. You know, I think we have enough Blackwings to actually make it playable now, and I'm just going to go with it. So to start things off, we have Elfin the Raven. If I control a Blackwing monster, I can normal summon this without tributing. When it's normal summon, target a monster or your opponent controls, change its battle position. So if he's got a big beater, I can switch it to defense, which typically they have like high attack but low defense. Now I can attack over it. And he's got 2200 attack, which is even better than Cyber Dragon. 3 Sirocco. If my opponent controls a monster and I do not, I can normal summon this without tributing. And then he also has an effect to buff a Blackwing monster on the field, but whatever it is that I buff, only that monster can attack. 3 copies of Shura the Blue Flame. So when this card destroys a monster by battle, I can special summon a Blackwing with 1500 or less attack from the deck, and its effects are negated. Not too bad, being a 1800 body. As soon as I destroy something, I can get a special from the deck. Pretty good. Then I can make some synchro plays if I choose to. 3 Kalut. This is kind of like a hand trap for this deck. During the damage step, when your Blackwing monster battles, I can send this card from the hand to the graveyard, and that monster gains 1400 attack. And this card will actually stack. So if I have multiple Kaluts, I can buff a monster by multiple times. 2 Bora. If I control a Blackwing, I can special summon him, and he does piercing battle damage. Still pretty good. 2 copies of Gale. This card is also extremely good. If I control Blackwing, I can special summon this card, and once per turn, I can target a face-up monster my opponent controls, and its attack and defense are cut in half, and that's also permanent. Only playing 1 copy of Blizzard. I only pulled the 1 copy, but I think I'm pretty good with that. Can't be special summon. When this card is normal summon, I can target a level 4 Blackwing monster from the graveyard and special it in defense. So this is also just a 1 card synchro monster. To round out the monsters, we're playing 2 copies of Obsidian Dragon. He's got pretty high defense, so I could feel pretty comfortable just setting this card and just passing. Not only that, but he keeps my other Blackwings protected from targeting spells and traps. 1 Witch, again, just another card that I have a, pretty good feeling that I can just set this card and then get a search. And 1 Newdoria, just in case if he is playing something a little bit sticky and I need to find a way to get rid of it. For the spells, we're playing 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. This card is amazing for this deck. This is essentially reinforcements of the army for Blackwings, but it's continuous, which means it just keeps going on and on and on. But when a Blackwing monster is normal summoned, I can add a Blackwing monster from deck to hand with less attack than the one that I summoned. So the moment that I normal summon the Sirocco or the Shura or even Bora, I can pretty much search any of the other ones that I'm looking for. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Bait Doll just to remove his back row. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Heavy, 1 Creature Swap. Bringing back Smashing Ground. I plan on playing this deck going second, so I want to have more spells than I do traps, and this is just a good way to out one of his bodies. 1 Enemy Controller, 1 Instant Fusion. For the traps, 2 Force Back, 1 Calm Pulse, Ring of Destruction, 2 Wind Blast, and 2 Defense Draw. I wanted to try this card out to see how effective it could be. For the side deck, 3 Cyber Dragon. This is just, again, for going second. If I need some more going second cards, this is just a pretty good body to summon. He'll either have to respond to this card with a spell or a trap if his monsters can't take care of it. 3 Dimensional Fisher. This is just in case if he's playing Plants again or any other deck that revolves around the graveyard. I have some cards that interact with the graveyard, like Blizzard, but for the most part, it's not that important, really. I'm bringing back Action Unit. Not only that, but I'm bringing it back at 3. Again, just in case if some of my going second cards aren't doing it in the main deck, I can side into this and then just steal one of his monsters. This is a new card that we had access to, Trap Stun. This card just simply says negate all other trap effects on the field this turn. So if he tries to respond with the trap card to one of my cards and I already have this set, I can just shut off his traps for the rest of the turn. Finally, we're playing 3 copies of Zero Gravity. This is mostly just because I see Cody mainly playing like big beaters, and they typically have like low defense. So this is a way for me to get them into defense and then run them over on my turn. Or if I had to use this on his turn, this will at least set him back 1 turn. For the extra deck, we're playing 2 Black Rose, because why not? 1 Stardust, 1 Thought Ruler. I did pull a Armor Master. This is going to be a fairly hard card to summon, but if I do get to summon it, this could be a very annoying card for him to have to deal with. 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Dark Strike Fighter, 1 Doom Kaiser Dragon. I can't actually make this, but we have the extra slots, so why not just put him in? 1000 Eyes, 1 Guiltia, 1 Dark Fire Dragon, and 1 Fire Knight. So yeah, that's the deck. Blackwings are actually pretty good. Even in Edison format, Blackwings typically see a lot of tops. If not, they're always winning in Edison format tournaments. And this deck has a pretty good chance of just exploding, going second, and just clearing up his board, doing a lot of damage, putting him in a tough spot, and now he's going to have to commit extra resources just to out whatever it is that I put out onto the field. The one bad thing about this is that if he's main decking or side decking the Shadow Mirror, I'm pretty much boned. I do have a couple of answers for it, but that's pretty much it. It's going to be really hard to stop a card like that. But if he's not playing it, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But I'm curious to see how this deck is going to do, so let's just get right into the game. All right, buddy, here we are. Game 1, raging battle. How you feeling about How you feeling about your pulls?
Well, as you can see, I made it to the Battle City Finals where I'm here on the blimp.
Yeah.
So I got my locator cards, I got my pools, and I'm here to play.
I'm surprised you got your locator card after I beat you last week.
Well, luckily we didn't wager any. So.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm gonna roll the die. Damn. All right. All right.
You're gonna watch this ship go down like the Hindenburg. I'll go second.
Second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see what I want to do here. Let's go ahead and I have a nice humble set and pass.
Okay. I'm also gonna throw a set, but I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna get a humble T.
Okay.
Tea time.
I will draw. Stand by to main.
All fine.
All right, let's go ahead and we are going to activate Black Whirlwind.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna follow this up with a normal summon of Shora, and I will activate the Black Whirlwind.
All right.
With this, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add a Kalut to hand. Next, I'm going to special summon Bora.
Starting off strong.
Pretty good, I think, yeah. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to flip summon Obsidian Dragon.
Jeez. All right.
Let's activate Creature Swap.
Holy, what is your fucking opening hand? Holy shit.
What is this? A Snowman Eater. Look at that. You can go ahead and have the dragon. And I'm going to go battle.
All right.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to attack with the Shora.
Okay, so that's 1,000 for me.
Yes. Okay, and since it destroyed a monster by battle and sent it to the graveyard, I can special summon a Blackwing with 1,500 or less attack from deck, but its effects are negated. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to get Gale. We're going to attack directly for 17. Going to go main phase 2.
Is that a permanent effect on Gale?
The half attack?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, Gale's awesome. I'm just gonna go straight to end phase.
Okay. Okay, stand by the man.
Yep.
I have a plan.
He has a plan.
I have a plan. I just need some money and some time. Here's what we're gonna do. Pay 1,000 life points.
Instant fusion.
Instant fusion.
Okay.
We will get the Flame Ghost.
Okay.
Then normal summon the Gale Lizard.
Oh, okay.
And activate enemy controller, declaring effect number 2.
All right.
Attributing Flame Ghost to take control of your Gale.
Okay.
Then I'm going to synchro for Black Rose.
Using the
And I will declare Black Rose's summon effect.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Then I'm going to banish Gale Lizard from my graveyard to special Aqua Spirit.
Okay.
I will proceed to the battle phase, and I will swing for 16.
I will take it.
That was a lot of resources for that move.
It was.
I will pass turn.
I will draw. We'll go standby to main. Normal summon Sirocco.
Jesus Christ.
Battle.
Wait, hold on. I gotta read the effect. I mean, the battle's fine, but... Oh, yeah, because it has to be during standby phase. Oh, he's the one with the Cyber Dragon effect, where if I control a monster, you can summon him. But it's a normal summon.
Or wait.
Per turn.
Does he?
What?
He can target himself, right?
It does say accept itself after the field thing.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, then yeah, we're just
so
gonna go
just
battle.
Just the 400.
We're gonna attack. I'm gonna go main phase 2. I'm gonna set 1 and back to you.
Gotta read your cards.
Yes, it's a good
We
thing.
don't make it to the finals without reading. I've got a humble set. I've got a pass.
All right, I will draw. We're gonna go standby to main. I'm just going to set a card. Back to you.
Stand by to main.
Yep.
I've got another set. I've got another set. I will pass my turn.
All right, I will draw. We'll go standby to main. Let's just set another card and we'll go battle. I'll swing into this one.
Okay, so that will be my Spined Gilman.
Okay, I will go main phase 2 and I'll just pass.
Okay. Stand by to main.
Sure.
I have another set, and I've got A yes.
Draw. Standby to main.
It's fine.
How do I want to go about this? Let's go battle, and I'll swing in.
All right, this is another spine gilman.
Oh, okay. Main phase 2. I will set a card, and back to you.
Stand by, man.
Sure.
Boy, I do not like where I'm at right now.
We started pretty hot and heavy, and now it's like slowed down quite a bit.
My problem right now is I used all those resources to board wipe, and I didn't expect you to have an immediate answer to that.
Yeah.
And now I'm not getting anything.
Sirocco.
I mean, I guess I'll normal warrior of Atlantis.
Okay.
I'll go battle.
Sure.
I'll see what your set is.
It is Obsidian Dragon.
Yeah, I guess that'll end it.
Okay. I will draw. Standby to main.
All fine.
All right. Let's go ahead and we're gonna normal summon a.
Come on, I want you to do it. I want you to do it.
Sure.
Come on, hit me. I'm gonna force back that unless you have a response. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay, it doesn't target. I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost fucked up again.
Yeah, that's fine. This is actually kind of funny if I do this,
Do it.
but not really.
You won't.
No, I thought about it a second time. It's not that funny.
Would it be funny or?
Well, we'll
like-
just go battle. No, it's not that funny.
Okay, well then I am finally gonna activate this during damage calc.
Yeah.
So I'll take the 100. Oh no, I take 0 then.
You take
Jesus
0.
Christ. I have no idea what I'm doing here today.
Yeah.
I'll take the 0. He will go to the graveyard. I will draw a card.
Yes.
We're squared.
And that's it. All right. And I'm just gonna pass.
Okay. Stand by the main.
Sure.
I've got a set.
Okay.
And that's all I can do. He's got something.
Let's go ahead and in the end phase, I'm going to activate Wind Blast. I'm going to pitch my Kalute and put this back. And I will draw. We'll
You
go
son of a
standby
bitch.
to main. I'm gonna normal summon the Shura. Put
Yep,
everything
that's
to
the game.
attack. Yeah, let's go.
All right, bud. Game 2.
Game 2.
Game 2.
What's it gonna be, bud?
Well, as I sit here and ponder this question, eagerly awaiting the haichu I'm about to put in my mouth,
Okay.
I contemplate. I'm gonna go second again.
All right. See if it works out better for you.
I wasn't looking when I clicked. I would have laughed if I clicked on first on accident.
Maybe you would have wanted to go first, because I'm going to start with a Black Whirlwind, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to normal summon Shura and use the effect of Black Whirlwind. With this, let's go ahead and we're going to grab ourselves a Blizzard. I'm going to set a card, and back to you.
Okay. Stand by to main.
Yep.
I've got a set. I've got a set. I've got a legendary ocean.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna just pass there.
All right, I will draw. Standby to main. Let's go ahead and we're going to normal summon Kalute and use the effect of Black Whirlwind.
Okay.
With this, let's go ahead and we will grab ourselves a Gale, and we're going to activate Creature Swap.
Can I chain enemy controller to that?
Sure.
I want to declare the second effect.
Okay.
So I'll send this to the grave. I'll take your Kalut.
Okay. Move this over here, and then Creature Swap resolves, which means you go over here.
You go over there.
Yeah.
You're off the field. Get out of here. I'm just doing business with you.
All right. Special Gale. A special Bora. I'm going to use
That you did.
I'm going to use the effect of Gale to cut this in half, and I'm gonna go battle. We're going to attack with this,
That'll be 5.
and then attack with this and this. Main phase 2. Let's see. Any synchro plays I want to go for? No, we'll hold off.
Stand by, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna normal Warrior of Atlantis.
No, you're not.
Okay. Then I'm going to Monster Reborn.
Target.
Target your Shura.
Okay.
Battle phase.
Sure.
Get off my field. And I will hit your Gale for 5.
I will take it.
And I will proceed to the end phase.
All right. I will draw. Standby to main. Okay. Let me think about this. This is going to be a long think.
Probably a really bad thing for me if it has to go this long.
There's like a couple ways that I could go about this.
One eternity later.
All right. I think I have an idea.
Okay, for those at home, it has been 25 minutes. And
It's been a while. It has not been 25 minutes, but okay, we're going to put it to action. We're going to sack off for Sirocco. I'm going to trigger the Whirlwind.
all right.
From here, let's go ahead and we're going to grab ourselves a Gale. I'm going to special the Gale. I'm going to declare the effect to cut this in half, and we're going to go battle. Let's.
Did this come out to like just enough? I swear to God.
We're going to attack.
So that would be 1100.
11, 17, direct, 13. I'm gonna go main phase 2. We're going to ditch this and this.
That's a
Dark
7.
Strike Fighter. I'm going to declare his effect, tribute this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Dark Strike Fighter making his debut. That was crazy.
I probably should have played this card, but I don't know if it would have made a difference.
What card?
It might have.
Yeah, that would have made a big difference.
Well, the reason I didn't play it was at the time you still had 2 level 3s in the field, and I didn't have anything that could stop their attack.
True, but you stopped what, the level 4,
So,
right?
Yeah.
Jesus, field barrier and wetlands. Okay.
Yeah, so I ran 2 water strategies in the same deck. One was a side deck in. I side decked 11 cards on game 2.
Okay, I was wondering. I figured you were just trying to really think about what it was you were side decking, because you were taking a while. I wasn't expecting you to like side deck so heavily.
I sided 11 cards in game 2. I sided in the Demise of the Lands, the Wetlands, the Level Limits, and the Uguchis.
Oh, so you can attack directly.
Yep.
Well, like,
So if I combine Level Limit with, like, let's say field barrier to protect it, or not that, protect Wetlands. If I combine Level Limit with Wetlands, have field barrier to protect it optimally, I can get Uguchi to 1500, and then he can just keep attacking directly. And if you don't have an answer for Level Limit, then what are you gonna do? That was my second strategy.
so what was like the main deck looking like?
Water Beatdown.
With like, I take it you're main decking the Divas and the Spine Gilman. Were you main decking the Mobius?
Yes, I was.
And I take it also the Salmon.
Yes, and Levia, if he's still in here. I don't think he is. He is.
Yeah, he is.
I sided out mostly some of my 3-0s. I sided out like one of each of them. Like I sided out one of the Salmons. I sided out, I think, a Snowman. Obviously a lot more because I sided 11 cards, but
Yeah.
yeah, game 1 was a straight up pretty much water beat down. The main goal was to get like something like Mobius or Levia on the field, and then just like sack your card advantage or go into synchro plays if I had needed to. Game 2 was essentially just we're throwing shit at the wall and hopefully one of them sticks.
Okay. We haven't seen Wetlands played yet. I didn't get to see it in the game. I'm glad we didn't, because that would have been awful.
Which sucks too, because like you got to think, like I opened the one Legendary Ocean, but between Demise, Wetlands, Legendary Ocean, and all that shit, I'm running like 9 copies of cards that can. Oh, and War of Atlantis. I'm running 12 copies of cards that can either give me a field spell or get me 2/1. And the best I could do was a Legendary Ocean that gave me nothing.
Yeah, because you didn't have access to the Salmon. Otherwise, I would have probably seen you just normal summon it.
I desperately needed to see Legendary Ocean in game 1, but I never drew it.
Okay.
Because I opened with Levia and the 2 Spine Gilmans and enemy controller and stuff. So I was like, okay, if I can get like a Spine Gilman on the field, I can stall for a turn with enemy controller, get the second one, or get Legendary Ocean, and then I can tribute off for like Levia, have a good board set up. No. And then I finally drew into Warrior of Atlantis, and I'm like, I don't really want to discard this to get Legendary Ocean, because then I have nothing to summon, because the only card in my hand other than that was Levia.
Yeah.
But that'd be stupid, because I'm leaving myself wide open then just for that field spell that I can't even use right now.
Right.
And then literally the next turn I drew Salmon.
Oh, okay.
Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Oh man, if you would have gained enough advantage, this would have probably been a problem just because of the area B. The monsters I don't really care about. Like Gill Lizard would slow me down a little bit.
Gale Lizard was literally the last monster I threw in this deck. I just needed a space filled, and I was like, some more removal, why not?
Yeah, it's like Atlantis is big. He's even bigger with Ocean, which is pretty nice. The Snowman Eater is actually pretty annoying just because of his high defense.
It's also really annoying because you stole him once and tried to steal him again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really actually nice to see creature swap when I did. That was a nice play that you had there with the enemy controller.
Subbing out him for your monster, and then we just switched your monsters.
Yeah, it was just a good thing that I had ways to just keep playing afterwards.
And that was your whole thing. This whole duel was you just had ways to keep playing.
That's the Blackwing experience, dude. Like, you don't actually really have to commit much at all to the board, and they can just do so much.
Oh yeah, because I board wiped you with Black Rose, and you literally had a 1-card response that immediately changed the tempo again.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts. I was never in control this whole match. Not even when I had Black Rose. I was like in control for like 10 seconds.
Black Rose, I was slightly concerned, but I also had like the Sirocco. I had a feeling that you were probably just going to end your turn after that because you did so much on that turn. It was actually really cool to see. But then the fact that you actually had the Aqua Spirit, you actually hurt yourself with that.
I played into it, yeah.
Yep.
And the other fact, the Aqua Spirit has to be during the standby phase, so
which isn't still that bad. I mean, we've had games when we both played water where Aqua Spirit during the standby phase comes up because it's like it doesn't have like the strongest stats, but it has fairly decent stats to where you can attack over the less problematic card. And then put the problematic monster to defense, and now you can keep the Aqua Spirit onto the board.
Yeah, the main reason I put Aqua Spirit down, obviously I wanted the damage while it was there for the taking, but I think at that point the only other card in my hand again was Levia, so I was like, I kind of want to get a board on the field, or a card on the board, just in case something happens down the road, and boy was I correct on that one.
Yeah. Another thing that Blackwing has over other decks is the fact that they have Black Whirlwind. A Rhoda for every time you normal summon is just insane.
Kind of fucked up.
And the fact that it's not once per turn, so if you have 2 Whirlwinds, you get to trigger both of them. All right, buddy, here we are. We are at the wheel. Gonna go ahead, take a nice spin here for you.
Ooh, let's see what we get.
It is a rare/super.
Rare/super.
The hash springing slasher.
The stash dinging.
Hash slinging.
Crash dinging.
So yeah, it looks like you have access to Magic Planter, Armed Wing, the continuous
Grave
floodgate.
Of something.
Yeah, the super organism card.
Or Forbidden Chalice 1-for-1, or Sea Dragon. Lord something or other. I can't read, it's too small.
We have like the Armorilla's plant card in here. That's a rare. The Strongwind Dragon. I remember when this I think was like the first time I've ever even seen this card when we were making up the pack, and I actually thought that it was a pretty decent card, only requiring a single tribute. But yeah, I don't know. If you didn't get your playset of Whirlwinds based on today's episode, now you can go for your Whirlwind.
I don't even know.
Because it looks like, at least for the rares for the other pack, you're pretty much set on what you kind of really need, unless you're ever going to decide to play Quacky Miru.
Probably not. Spoiler.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and take my first potential spin. See what we get.
Enjoy it, for it'll be your last.
Perhaps Super or Ultra. I have to take a look at these again.
You risk it for the biscuit.
Honestly, I don't think I do. I think that
Super or Ultra?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the Ultras in Pack 1 are pretty good. Supers aren't bad either. Pack 2, you can get the Earthbound Immortals. Or, yeah, I mean, honestly, your picks are okay in these packs.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to lock that in. Super or Ultra.
There you have it, folks. The first episode of this era where we don't do the mulligan. Ooh, this man.
Boo.
Peer pressure, boo.
All right, guys, that's going to bring it into this episode. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, again, hit the like button down below. Helps us out a lot. Leave a comment. We want to see your guys' feedback, whether it's misplays or we cheated. Potential new decks that we can pay attention for, depending on what our card pool allows us to play. Also, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to reach our current goal of 100 subscribers, so every little bit helps. Tell your friends, tell your family. If we end up getting to 100 subscribers, we're actually planning on doing the Yu-Gi-Oh movie review.
That should be fun.
It will be fun. It's been years since I've seen that.
Yeah, me too. I actually have it on DVD. Do you?
Oh, I don't have it.
I bought it on DVD when FYE was going out at the mall. It was like $1. It was like $1. I was like, hell yeah, I'll buy that for $1.
All right, Cody. Same as always, closing thoughts.
Yeah, cage your fucking birds, people. Jesus.
Black Wings, man.
Cage your birds. You let the cage open, they just run havoc at night. You know, they it's dark and they run over everything.
You got to pick up after their feathers and their bird
they
shit.
Poop everywhere.
Yeah.
Get your birds out of my pond. There we go. I'll bring the water into it.
We'll keep your pond away from my birds.
Keep your wannabe Megatron over here out of my field.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey there, little guy. How you doing?
Fuck off, Four Eyes.
I beg your pardon?
I said, fuck off, Four Eyes.
I ought to kick your ass. Huh?
Hey, relax, son. It's just a bird. I know, birdie. Polly want a cracker?
Polly wants your mama's sweet ass.